and tell you a little bit about herself and tell you a little bit about what she does. And we're going to talk about starting a business during the pandemic. Because my friend here, she started in March, paid her money, set up a beautiful office, and then we had the pandemic. So I thought listening to her tell her story would encourage some of you business owners to not give up. And perhaps she has some tips for you during this pandemic that want to start a business. So right now, without further ado, I want to introduce my very special guest and good neighbor, Andrea. Welcome to the show, Andrea.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So you were in a peculiar situation in that when I met you, you started your business, brought in your beautiful furniture and everything, and then Rona came.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about your story?
Sure. So I decided to start a non-medical home care business because my grandparents were abused in hospice. And I wanted to start a business to kind of change the environment, to help correct some of the things that were being done wrong, especially with abuse and things of that sort. So we basically decided in December to go ahead and make a move on it. Got our name and everything, found a location, and soon as we paid our first month's rent, COVID-19 hit.
Wow, that's kind of frustrating. But this is now September and you're still up and running and thriving.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you have any tips for people that either have started businesses and they're running scared or they're not doing it? Because there's so many stipulations. In your business, you work directly with people.
Right.
But without that service, what do these people do?
Exactly.
So you have to find ways to continue doing it.
Absolutely.
So what advice would you give someone that's decided they wanted to start a business and start off a little bit?
The first advice is not to give up. You know, the great thing for me, at least, when I started this home care business is that I'm living and learning so that when the economy gets better again, I'm right there with everyone else. I don't have to readjust and relearn anything. It's going to be, I'm advanced with technology
You'll
already.
be off your training wheels and rolling.
So we'll already know what to do, and we'll be ready for the world.
Wow, that's beautiful. And another thing, too, is people look at the competition, but some of the established businesses with established clients that they can't service, employees afraid to go to work. I've heard of one company, the employees just refuse to go to work. They may not be in business. And so then when it does open back up, like you said, you have your training under your belt.
Absolutely.
Now, can you differentiate the difference between non-medical home health aid and maybe perhaps, or what are the different ranges and where does yours fit in?
Yeah, so ours is non-medical. So we go into the homes. We offer residential care, like meal preparation, personal care, dressing, feeding for long-term or short-term disabilities, whereas skilled nursing is more your doctors and your nurses, hospitals, facilities, things of that sort.
Okay, so you fill in the gap for people that don't have family members that are skilled at doing that kind of thing.
Exactly. That and people who want their family at home.
At home. That's a beautiful thing. Now you mentioned that I'm sorry to hear you say that your grandparents were abused in hospice of all places.
Yes.
Okay. In hospice of all places, you know, that's where you should be loved on and treated tenderly and all of that, but they were abused in hospice.
Yes.
Were they there at the same time or two separate incidents?
Two separate times. The second time when my grandfather passed after my grandmother, and he was only in there for a matter of days until we got his home situated and we took him out. But my grandmother, very quiet, reminded me so much of you. Oh. Patient, never raised her voice, and to see her go through something like that,
yeah.
I don't want to see that happen to anyone.
But you know, they say most great ideas come out of a need. So you had a need in your personal family, and instead of ignoring it, you said, I can do something about that for somebody else's family.
Right.
And so that's what maybe the audience has something that they've been thinking about and just plan and do it. Now, how much planning? You said you went from December to March. That was a good period of time to plan and research and see what all you needed. So can you tell the audience what kind of planning does it take when they want to go into a business? Not just your kind, but any kind of business.
Research. You have to know your location, your the clients you want to deal with, not just clients, anyone you want to service. You need to know what their needs are to be able to give them what they're looking for. You have to know finances is a must, absolutely. You have to have a plan A, B, C, D, and on down the line, because you just never know, when that curveball may hit.
Wow, and yours hitting the same mark.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. But you guys should really see her office. It's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful. You didn't skimp on anything. Her materials, her cards, and everything. And those things mean a lot.
Oh, yes.
Now, also when I met you, I was going through some illnesses and challenges and stuff. So your service can help people that are normally healthy, but they may just have had a surgery or something. Can you tell the audience about those types of services?
Yes, so we offer short-term disability. Say you have surgery on your legs and can't move, we can come do light housekeeping. We can do some chore services, errands.
Oh.
We do that as well. If you need us to make phone calls, if you just need us to do a friendly checkup, we can do that too.
That's beautiful. Because my mom was really concerned when I was ill. But I told her I got a lot of friends, so I'm blessed and fortunate to have friends. But those of you that may be facing a surgery where you can't get up and about, and just like you said, just to have a wellness check.
Absolutely.
Just to have somebody come in and check on you from time to time. My church family, I had 2 sisters that at 4 different occasions brought me food for several days, and that was a wonderful blessing. So you mentioned earlier that you have some plans in regard to meals. Did
Yes.
you want to share that?
So we're working with another minority business that's a restaurant to provide Meals on Wheels for our clients. Because some of them can't leave the home. Some of them are scared to leave the home.
And they may taste a little better.
Oh, yeah. Nothing like soul food.
Nothing like soul food.
Healthy soul food.
Healthy soul food. Because you have to be concerned about different diets and
Exactly.
different things like
Exactly.
that. Well, I am really proud of you and
Thank
what you're
you.
doing. And at one time with the COVID, we have a suite that we all share, and nobody was there but you were faithfully there every day.
Trying to figure it out.
To figure it out and get it going. And somebody may just pop up and come there.
Right.
Where is your office located?
It is located in National Strategic. It's 27801 Euclid Avenue, Suite 455.
Okay. Would you also like to share your contact information?
Sure. So we can be reached. My website is Empress Home Care. That's MPORESS Empress.com, but it's a
Okay.
home care business. And our telephone number is 216-385-0312.
One more time for the phone number.
216-385-0312.
All right. Do you back to the suggestions of people wanting to start a business during this season? I know in your mind sometimes you think, well, maybe I better wait till Corona is over, or maybe we don't know when it's going to get over.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
people that are ill still need the services. And we mask up and sanitize. So your process hasn't changed, because in that industry, you still sanitize, you mask up, and you do those things
Absolutely.
anyway. So it's just par for the course
Right.
for the type of business that you're
Right.
in. What have you noticed that may have changed since the coronavirus?
For us, it's the personal connection where you have to have gloves to serve. It's like you have to build that, what do I want to say?
Extra barrier, like
Pretty much, right.
Uh-huh.
So to serve meals, you automatically have to have gloves and a mask and things of that sort on. So anytime you're going to have any contact, you have to have your mask and gloves on. If you're just
Okay.
sitting there, make sure it's 6 feet distance. But it's the same, just a little different.
Okay.
But you have that personal connection. So for us, it's more or less to whatever our client needs, whatever makes
Yeah.
them comfortable is what we need to do.
And that's the primary thing. Is the whole reason you started your business is because people in need, they need that.
Right.
machines and robots can't take care of people.
No, not at all.
So that's one industry that you really, really need. You often hear people kind of joke and clown about people that take care of people, but that's the most honorable job in the world. If you ever get sick, you want somebody that knows exactly how to touch you tenderly and make sure you're clean and make sure you're fed and make sure you feel loved, because none of us never ever know when we're going to need services of a person. Once again, give that number out. I want that number to get out.
It's 216-385-0312.
All right. Is there anything that I know you did a lot of planning and you and I have talked, and one thing I'm very proud of is you are very coachable. You're extremely coachable. We were just talking one day and about income and keeping a steady income in it, and I just casually mentioned it to you, and you went and did it. What was that?
That was CPR training to become an instructor.
And you are one now?
I am now a CPR instructor, and I just got my home health aid certificate.
So, in the midst of a pandemic, 3 major things happened in your life.
Yes.
Instead of sitting around complaining and wondering what's going to happen I'm proud of you. That's a beautiful thing.
Thank you. I appreciate you for giving me that advice.
Yeah. Well, I do a lot of things, but I don't mention I'm a small business advocate. And in 2000, a long time ago, I was Small Business Advocate of the Year for Michigan.
Excellent.
And so I've seen a lot of businesses come through, and I've helped a lot. We funded a lot with our minority bank. Mm-hmm. And so those of you out there, you need to take some advice from Andrea and set your plan. What is it that you want to do? She researched from December to March before she launched out in there. And when she came in, she had all of her ducks in a row. And the first time a major thing hit, but because she did her planning and had her finances together, she was able to overcome that. Now, one beautiful thing is that a lot of small businesses were able to get funding from the government, and that helped. But like you said, you have to have an A, B, C, D, E, F, G plan.
Absolutely.
And some of them might be down to plan G because things are so different. I'm proud of our little suite, because from being just you there every day, first was just me there every day, and then just you there every day, we're full.
Oh, yeah.
We are full.
Yes, beautiful network.
So a lot of people decided, why not now? If you wait to do what's on your heart, you'll sometimes be waiting for 40 years. But certain services like home health, what do you call it?
Home health care.
Home health care, it doesn't matter about a pandemic. People still need care. People still need somebody to bathe them. People still need to eat. People still need to have their minds engaged in positive thoughts and realize that they still matter to the world, and realize that there's somebody there that cares for them. And I'm certain that some of your clients have been in places or in situations where they didn't get the care they get from you.
Absolutely.
They didn't get it. So those of you that may be, I was thinking about, there's a lot of people working from home. And if you're working from home and taking care of a parent, why not call Empress Home Care? Because while you're there working in one room, she could be taking care, her staff could be taking care of your loved one, giving you the freedom to do your work without distraction. I know a lot of people working at home, they loved it at first, but then the small distractions of family and people knocking on the door and other phones ringing, it can really hinder your productivity. So if that's you, or even if you're studying or going to school, because most of the colleges are online now.
Yes.
Are online now. So you can call Empress Home Care, and they can come in and help you in some of those areas. And it'll give your loved one better care because you're not distracted between the two. You can focus on making money for the house. Once again, that number, I want to keep giving that number until they write it down. This time, get your pencil and write it down. You may not need it this week, but you never know. You may start thinking, they could help me in this area. they could help me. There's a lot of even wives taking care of husbands and husbands taking care of wives. Sometimes you need a little help. There's one of my authors, she wrote a book about being the caregiver. She was at one time the caregiver for her mom and her husband, and they both needed her desperately. And it was just mentally and physically draining, so you could have helped people like that. You got your pencils? You got your ink pen? The number one more time?
216-385-0312.
All right. Now, can you talk about possibly the affordability of it? It's not so, you don't have to give the price, but it's not so priced high where people can't afford it, but your loved one is worth it.
Absolutely.
Your loved one is worth it. You're not out shopping and eating out with it shouldn't be with the COVID.
No.
So those extra funds can go to take care of your loved one.
Yes, and there's so many avenues that the government and the state are offering just for these services.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I thank God that I had friends, because my family is out of town and I had family, but I don't know what I would have done but sit there and be miserable.
Yeah.
But a lot of people think that it has to be, you keep saying that it could be a temporary disability, which means you broke your foot or
Right.
whatever it is. Why not have that extra help come in just to give you peace of mind and just to not re-injure yourself trying to do certain things and whatever. Is there anything, I may have asked you this, is there anything that you did your plans, you did your A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but besides Rona, anything else that shocked you that you weren't prepared for?
Oh, a lot. Where do I start? One of the biggest things for me was, as an agency, being the owner of the agency, was my sense of doing things was I was just going to hire my clients, my employees, to go take care of the work. But I realized that as an agency, you have to know all aspects of it. So you have to know your employees, you have to know your clients, you have to know the rest of your network. Because although we're one body, it's different functions, but different parts of that body, but we all work together as one. So my agency, what I want to do with us is cross-train. Like, I have to be able to get out there to work. They have to be able to go to meetings that I would go to. So it's make sure your circle is well put together so that if one piece of it falls, somebody else can pick up another piece.
That's valuable advice, extremely valuable. I've seen you train people up there and get people coming in and different ones coming in. But as the owner, I hear a lot of people say, well, I'm just going to hire people. I'm not doing the work. You won't be around very long.
No.
The very first time somebody calls off and you got to go in there, you don't know how to do it. But the other thing, too, is the government regulates people. That you don't just send anybody in there. You have to know how to assist someone even with getting up.
Yes.
Something that simple you may not think, or sitting down or getting out of bed or in the tub and different things. So it's not like you just go in there yanking on people. No, there's a very detailed system of how your loved ones are taken care of.
Right.
I have a client and I do her accounting and she has a home health agency. I love that work. If I had to do it all over again, I think I would have been a nurse.
Yeah.
Because, people are mean to people.
That's horrible.
They talk to them crazy and all kind of things. But one rule of thumb, you have to figure, what if that was my loved one? Or what if that was me?
Exactly.
How would you want people to treat you?
Exactly. That's our motto. If I don't trust you to take care of me, I cannot trust you to take care of
Say that one more time.
If I do not trust you to take care of me, I cannot trust you to take care of someone else.
Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. So those of you that are out there and a lot of people are feeling like they're at their wits' end because so much is thrown upon you more than was, get some help. Get some help for yourself, get some help for your loved one, or even people out of town. If your mother is in Cleveland area and you're in Kentucky, you can call Empress Healthcare and they can make wellness checks for you. Calling is one thing, but have somebody that you trust with your mother or your father or grandmother to just go check on them. Bring them a hot meal sometimes, because most elderly people, they haven't gone anywhere since March.
No.
My mom, she's 81. She just left the house about 3 weeks ago. And I would imagine she probably had a coat on, a rain, everything. And she doesn't go anything but drive-throughs. And then she comes back in and squirts the house down with Lysol and whatever. But there's a lot of elderly people. And when you think about it, instead of COVID being a negative situation for your business, it's a positive.
It is.
Because people... when I was ill and my family took me to Michigan, my children refused to come because they worked at factories that had 2 or 3 people a week catching COVID. Mm-hmm. And so they didn't want to take the chance of infecting me.
Yeah.
And so my brothers came. My brothers and my mom came because they're pretty much, retired. Some of them retired and some of them self-employed and stuff. But during this coronavirus season, do yourself and your family a favor and call Empress Home Healthcare.
We're here.
Yeah. Anything else you want to share with us?
Just to let you guys know we're here and we're addressing as much as possible all of our clients' needs. We want to grow with the community.
Wow. And like you said, when coronavirus is over, you will be well trained. You will have worked out the kinks and everything.
Yeah, I might have an MD degree.
And you can take off running. Take them training wheels off. Huh?
Absolutely.
And take off running.
Absolutely.
But you got to get started somewhere. And there's so many resources to start your business. Even on KAZ Radio TV, there's a business show with Montana and BBLOTT. We'll search through there, you'll see it, and other ones. And I'm a a business advocate. You can call me. We're in the same building. We're neighbors right next door, 27801 Euclid, and the National Strategic Building, which used to be considered the Omni Park Building. A lot of people still remember it by that. But there's help out there for you. Don't sit and get bored. Don't sit and just crochet the whole time. Definitely don't sit and just raid the refrigerator all the time and different things. You can be productive. Like she said, this is her training time. She's not looking at it negative. This is time that she can enter into her business at a slower pace so that when it grows, she's ready to roll full force.
Absolutely.
Are you hiring?
I am hiring, and we are accepting clients as well.
Okay. So if you need a job, and if you can take care of somebody else like you would take care of yourself.
Exactly.
No, nothing less than that.
No.
Go and apply for a job. But also, if you need that extra time to yourself, because men probably too, but women in particular, sometimes we can have our plates so overloaded that we're tired, we have headaches, because everybody depends on us. Just call Empress Home Care, and maybe just a couple days a week. They don't have to have you 5 days a week.
No, they do not.
So they just may want Mondays off to do something special.
That's perfectly fine with us.
And so she can custom make a schedule just for you.
Absolutely.
And the services are custom made too, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Custom make the services for you. So do yourself a favor. The coronavirus and all of these changes, is just so much stress on everybody. And sometimes you don't even realize the extra stress that you have. But in my client's book, she talked about she could not sleep at night because if her mother didn't need help, her husband needed help, and how she felt that it aged her and it drained her. And fortunately, she was young enough to handle that. But I look at her when she was a caregiver for 2 people, and unfortunately, both of them passed over time. She's a whole different woman. She's bubbly, she's energetic, and she misses and loves her family. But caregiving is a job.
Oh, yes, it is.
It's a serious job. And then when you are a caregiver and you're tired, you're not necessarily giving the best care that you could give. So make a call to Empress Home Healthcare and just sit down with her and let her go over and give you some suggestions of how she can help you. And if you're one of the people that lost your job during the coronavirus and you love taking care of people, give her a call as well. She'll give you some training or whatever. Now, on your first aid accomplishment as an instructor, you not only train the people that work for you, can you train other people?
Yes, we also can come out to daycares and we do group rates as well.
Wow, that's beautiful. And then that's something that has to be recertified every, 2 years?
2 years. Yes.
So check your card, and if you need to be recertified. But even not so much as that, if you have a elderly family member or just for your family, it's a good thing to know. Mm-hmm. It's a good thing to know for yourself, because you never know when something is going to happen. Well, we want to thank you for tuning in to KAZ Radio TV with another episode of Just Telling My Stories. We want to encourage you to have a very safe Labor Day weekend. I heard somebody say that they've sold all the grills out of Walmart. They've sold all the charcoal and a lot of ribs and everything, and people are going to be flooding the parks. But make sure you still go by the rules. Have your masks. Have your sanitizer, social distance as much as possible, and enjoy life and enjoy one another. But we want to see you again, so after Labor Day, so make sure you take all of the precautions, excuse me, that you can, so that you can tune in with us another time. There's a few changes in Just Telling My Story, in the sense that we're going to be on every other week. And my dear friend that filled in for me, I'm not going to tell it, but just stick in right after this show, and you'll have a very special treat. Once again, we care about you. Call Empress Home Care so you can have a little free time to yourself. Phone number last time?
216-385-0312.
Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.